Hello again, everyone, and this time, welcome to Mock Draft version 2.0. I want to thank everyone for watching the video from last week when I discussed Alphonso Smith as the Falcons pick with number 24 in version 1.0, and you can catch all of that action over at Falcons Life where I picked all 32 teams for the first round. Thank you also for discussing the pick from last week. Many of you said I was way off base. Some of you agreed with me. Thank you particularly to those people. But the main thing I want to do during this pre-draft time and these mock drafts is to get the discussion going. Figure out who fans really want to see in a Falcons uniform and where the Falcons' positions of need might really be. Because on the surface you look and there are a lot of positions on defense especially that the Falcons could be taking a look at. But when you really start to dig down, you can find little intricacies that kind of lead you one way or the other. So that's what we're going to try to do here. So first, please don't get angry with me and say I'm just going to change it around each week. But this week, Clay Matthews is the pick at number 24. And let me say that last week I almost did take Clay Matthews at the number 24 spot. I'm not just doing this to do this. And for a lot of reasons, Clay Matthews could be a good fit in the Falcons system, even after the team signed Mike Peterson to bulk up the linebacking core. Now, first, think about Clay Matthews, the player, the guy who has a lot of heart, the guy who came in on USC as a walk-on, the guy who has a family history. His father, Bruce Matthews, and Clay Matthews, both longtime players in the NFL. His father actually playing for the Falcons. Clay Matthews got to USC again as a walk-on, 6'1", 210 pounds. Now he's a scholarship player, 6'3", 245, linebacker, defensive end. They called that role the elephant position at USC, where he was primarily rushing the passer. But he's really developed his game into something very special, a certain breed of aggressiveness that lends itself to sacking the quarterback and also very good on special teams. So there's flexibility there, which is a buzzword that coaches these days in the NFL really like, especially on defense. When you think about how much a team has to do on defense to stop opposing offenses that are getting more and more complicated. To say a team's a 4-3 or a 3-4 is really simplifying it too much because all teams try to run variations of different schemes to get in the right positions, to get in the right personnel packages. The Falcons last year ran some 3-3-5 just to get Stephen Nicholas on the field and get him to rush the quarterback. So don't think the Falcons are looking for personnel to stick in one particular mold because they're going to do a lot of different things as the defense evolves and as the season even evolves. So let's just take a look at the picture of what the defense would look like if Clay Matthews was a Falcon. First of all, you would have Clay Matthews, who can do all types of different things and who could be allowed to develop as a true outside linebacker and also a great special teams player from the beginning. You have Curtis Lofton, who's a true middle linebacker, started last year, shows no signs of slowing down, only signs of getting better. You have Mike Peterson, recently signed, who can back up at all three positions or start right away on the outside if that's what you need him to do. And Coach Smith said one thing that drew him to his game was his intensity and his leadership, Coach Smith having coached Mike Peterson in Jacksonville. You've got Coy Wire, who is re-signed, and it kind of confused me how a lot of people were very upset with Michael Boley leaving in free agency. Yes, that was a loss, but Coy Wire was sort of a co-starter with Michael Boley over the last 4 or 5 games of the season anyway. So you've got a guy with starting experience who is very good against the run. And then you have Stephen Nicholas, a player that the Falcons coaches have been wanting to get on the field for 2 years, trying to find a way to make sure that he has a way of getting to the ball and showing off his talents. So at that point, Clay Matthews really does round out what looks like a pretty solid linebacking group for the Falcons, and you're allowed later in the draft to do some different things.